So one of the more interesting partnerships this console generation and for part of the last console generation has of course been Xbox and Nintendo. It started out in a pretty interesting way. Sony didn't want to have cross-platform play because they said that it was best to play on Sony platforms, and Xbox didn't really like that. Xbox ended up working with Nintendo for a variety of games for cross-platform play, which during that time frame, which was just a few years ago, that was a big deal. You know, being able to play games like Minecraft and Fortnite with people no matter what system they had, if it was an Xbox or a Nintendo Switch, it was something monumental. They even made specific dedicated trailers sort of celebrating this situation. So it's been something that Sony's had to adapt to. Of course, as time has gone on, we've seen some Microsoft properties hit the Nintendo Switch and some more partnerships worked out. Things like, of course, Ori and the Blind Forest, Ori and the Will of Wisps, things like Cuphead, which, I mean, that came to everything realistically. But then, of course, recently we have the whole GoldenEye situation, where both the Nintendo Switch and the Xbox are going to be getting different versions of these games, the Nintendo Switch version with online, and of course, the Xbox without. So it's been a very interesting ride, but late last night, Phil Spencer, good old Slick Philly, made an announcement that really shows that this partnership is gearing up to almost like a second gear. It seems like they're pushing forward with this, and it's something to sort of be expecting, especially when you look at the video game landscape right now in the future. Now, of course, Xbox and Microsoft are currently trying to acquire Activision Blizzard. This is something that I feel like is going to go through regardless. You know, at the end of the day, money talks. You know, these foreign unions that are trying to stop it and stuff like that, or that have been very vocal about it or outspoken about it, it's something that I feel like it's just kind of for optics. Sony is trying to stop this from happening because they feel like they can't make a Call of Duty game, even though they have Killzone, they have Resistance, like just make those games. People like those games, but obviously it's not necessarily as big as the juggernaut known as Call of Duty is. Now, it seems like Microsoft has been very willing to work with Sony on this, giving them a long window of the ability to have Call of Duty on their platform, but Sony seems to be shooting this down. Well, in a surprise announcement last night, like I said, Slick Philly made a tweet that I don't think anyone saw coming. Microsoft has entered into a 10-year commitment to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo. Following the merger of Microsoft and Activision Blizzard King, Microsoft is committed to helping bring more games to more people, however they choose to play. Of course, I had a reply to this. I like this Uncle Carl gif. And Spawnwave ratioed me because of the hiding in the bathroom thing. If you haven't seen that on Twitter, we were all playing Call of Duty Warzone Battle Royale quads, and I'm a very strategic person. I believe in hiding. Don't Rambo the situation, just hide and let people come to you. There was one instance where the four of us were all hiding in a bathroom. Somebody opened that bathroom door and it did not end up well for them. But Phil Spencer making this announcement late last night at about 11 o'clock was definitely something that I think was very unexpected, and I feel like there's a bunch of different sort of ramifications for this. Now, just on the surface level, I'm someone who likes Call of Duty. I know I've said it before, but I'll say it again. I find military first-person shooters to be like comfort food. It's something where I could just turn my brain off and it's like, okay, I see a person, I'm gonna shoot them. I have been playing Modern Warfare 2 a bunch. I haven't talked about it on the channel, but right now it's kind of my game that I play when I'm on the treadmill. I just need to kill some time and I want to occupy my brain, put on some Call of Duty, walk on the treadmill, and then sprint on the treadmill, and then I gotta put the controller down for that part. But of course, it's a game that I've been playing with my friends. Like I said, I've been playing it with Spawncast, or Spawnwave, Dreamcast guy hops on there sometimes, Nate, MVG, who he's not very good at the game, and he's gonna get mad that I said that. But he's, you know, as long as I beat MVG, like in score, like I'm happy. But it's a game that obviously has a lot of reputation behind it, and it's something that Nintendo used to have. You know, during the Wii era, there was every Call of Duty you can imagine. World at War, Modern Warfare, all sorts of stuff hit the Wii. With the Wii U, we had some games as well, with Black Ops 2, which was a pretty solid version of the game, and Call of Duty Ghosts. But after that, Activision just completely abandoned the system because I guess people weren't necessarily buying it. With Phil Spencer, though, he's wanting to bring this back and signing into a 10-year deal with Nintendo, not just the Nintendo Switch, is a big power move right now because it's kind of going against this whole situation that we just talked about with Sony wanting to stop this deal. You know, Xbox has offered Sony Call of Duty for at least 10 more years, and they feel like that's not good enough. But Nintendo was like, yo, we don't even have this game. Like, that's cool. You know, let's go ahead and get this game on our system. So what are the beneficial aspects of it for both companies? Because obviously with something like this, there has to be a reason for, you know, them to want to do it on both sides. For Microsoft, I think it's pretty clear cut. You have a system that sells very well in Japan with any sort of Nintendo product, whether we're talking about the Nintendo Switch, the successor to the Switch, because they did say Nintendo. I pray to God that the Switch doesn't last 10 more years in its current iteration, even though there's people on the internet like, it's still selling. It's like, bro, play the games, man. You should want a better system to play the games in better resolutions and better frame rates and less issues with your game. But obviously this is a long-term deal. But now Microsoft is getting in on the biggest selling console in Japan. I mean, Nintendo pretty much dominates Japan, and to have, you know, a big title come to the system, whatever Nintendo system that may be in Japan, is a very smart move, because now Microsoft is getting a bit more of an area and a bit more coverage throughout the world. Of course, Microsoft is going to be making money on this as well. This will be a first-party Microsoft title, so some of the profits from Call of Duty when it sells on the Nintendo platforms will end up going into Microsoft's pocket. And of course, for Nintendo, it's pretty clear cut. You're diversifying your profile. You're getting a major, you know, franchise that has no representation right now on your platforms back on your platforms. If anything, it's just good for these little sizzle reel trailers that Nintendo likes to do, where they showcase a variety of different games for kids, adults, old people, whatever the case may be. So I feel like this is a win-win situation for every company involved. Each company is getting something unique out of it and sort of, you know, diversifying their portfolio, and in the case of Microsoft, is actually making more money. Now, as far as what this means for the future, you know, it's a relationship, a partnership that I don't think has been fully explored. I feel like you can go into a whole nother level, a whole nother echelon with this, and I feel like Microsoft wants to do it, because I don't think Microsoft cares about hardware as much anymore. Like, they make hardware to have their games on, but look at how Game Pass is offered on things like PC and whatnot. So for me, I think Microsoft just wants to get as many Microsoft related titles available on other platforms. And if Nintendo is going to be the company that's willing to do it, you could have a very strong sort of 1-2 punch going forward. If Microsoft does indeed say, you know what, the console wars aren't really for us, you know, we'll just make a system on a stick or something, but we'll focus more so on the games and the library of games. And Nintendo is right there alongside of them to be sort of a driving force for some of these games on consoles, because Sony won't play ball. Man, that could really shake up the entire video game industry and change the way that everything is perceived. You know, I think it's fascinating that we've even gotten to this point, and now it seems like we're going even further with it. What does this mean for the future of Microsoft titles on Nintendo platforms? Could we start to see more games come over? I don't see why not. It's all how Microsoft sort of views their business, and it also depends a bit on Nintendo, because Microsoft themselves have said that they want Game Pass on everything, but for some reason Nintendo didn't play ball. I think Nintendo needs to play ball with this, though, especially with the next system that they release. I think they need to start exploring this as a way to get more people interested in their systems, and, you know, just have an a la carte sort of Game Pass service. It doesn't need to be the same as what Microsoft offers on the Xbox or on the PC. Just have some sort of titles. It's obviously something that would be a very murky situation, a lot of things to do with it, and that's not really my area of expertise or anything like that. I'm just looking at this as more of a surface level, but from a surface level, the wheels are in motion, folks. Things are happening here, and Xbox could be potentially making a huge power play that will instill a strong Xbox and Nintendo partnership well into the next decade. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this. Oh, and by the way, I know what you're saying. RGT, why would you be excited about playing what's probably going to be a lesser version of Call of Duty? I assume you already have it on your console. I have Call of Duty on my Xbox Series X. The reason I'm excited is because think of all these little Nintendo Switch kids that get it for Pokemon and stuff. Their parent tries to be the cool parent, buys them a Call of Duty, and then RGT comes along, guns blazing, taking them out, destroying them. You know how many wins I'm gonna get? I don't play games to have fun. I play video games to win, especially online games. Mess with me, you little kids. Anyways, let me know what you think of everything in the comments section down below. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Hit the bell notification as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.